Fresh from the front line, at just 9 years old, Maryam has seen war and terror up close. And she's in a lot of pain. The doctor tells us so many of the casualties are young children.
She has fracture in this leg, 2 fractures. And she has different wounds in the left upper limb.
Her teenage brother, like so many here, is terrified of being identified. He's still in his blood-soaked T-shirt. It's a big shock, he tells us. Nothing like this has happened to us before. The doctor asks about more painkillers. Her young body is broken. I was sitting with my family and a rocket just hit the house, she tells us. Everything fell on me. And now the hospital's no longer safe, with 3 hits around it in the past few days. But it landed just here then?
Landed, rockets were here. Glass were broken, and some people get injured by this glass.
Half the staff have left. The remainder have been living in the hospital for the past 10 days and feel under attack.
You know, it's hard to work in fear. I'm afraid about myself, about my safety, first place, and about my family's safety in second place. Because, you know, there's no place safe in Lebanon now.
Dr. Abdul Nasser's been through 3 wars in Lebanon. This is the 4th and by far the worst. They've had 1,500 war wounded here in the past fortnight and taken some desperate measures.
It's a leg amputation in the emergency room without anesthesia. She was with massive bleeding, and we have to do the amputation.
And he's desperate to keep the hospital open.
Soldier can't leave the battle. Doctors, nurses must stay in their hospitals. I don't ask anyone to leave. I never before left Tyre in all the wars.
And you're not scared?
Yes.
There are plenty still who rely on the hospital. Mohammed lived with 32 of his family here in 5 different flats until the Israeli jets came.
Rocket, he's coming, rocket. He's going 1, 2, a bit after he's going.
All of the family's 5 flats were destroyed. There's just rubble left, children's toys amongst them. The babies' pictures are still on the wall. Their parents' wedding is pride of place. But Anwar, their mother, was showered in shrapnel and died instantly. Mohammed tells us he thinks the target was the house behind theirs. His neighbour was a Hezbollah supporter, but he and his entire family of 8 were killed.
It's kind of like collective punishment. They claim they target specific people, but they're killing everyone.
The impact hit all the surrounding homes, about 15 of them, all now abandoned. The strikes around the hospital are getting closer and more frequent, and the doctors fear the worst.
We don't feel safe. The patient don't feel safe. They are saying that there's rockets and bombs of Hezbollah near the hospitals, but this is we deny all these things.
The wounded don't stay long in these frontline hospitals. They moved away as soon as possible to relative safety elsewhere. But safety's becoming a rare commodity in Lebanon.
They don't have hearts or morals or any humanity. If they were hitting military targets, we'd just keep quiet. But they hit our house, and we don't even have one small gun between us.
Huge areas of the south have been told to evacuate by the Israelis for safety, but not this one. With airstrikes and now a ground invasion, surviving anywhere here seems more and more difficult.